Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Zach or LD Healing, and today I've got an extra special pick a card on how they feel about you. This pick a card is going to be in collaboration with Venus Child, who is going to be recording and posting a video on how they view you, and then this pick a card is going to be how they feel about you. It is going to be sort of deciphering the emotions, the feelings, and thoughts that are directed towards you, whether it's in your company or outside of your company, in their own group of friends or within their own room space, their alone time, just to sort of give you a bit of a background in the energies I'm going to be channeling. I've gone ahead and pulled 3 different piles of 3 different crystals. For pile number 1, we have the rainbow fluorite crystal. For pile number 2, we have the sunstone crystal. And then for pile number 3, we have Angel Aura Quartz as the final crystal. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and please make sure you tap into your intuition and to pick the pile you cannot stop staring at or that you feel so drawn to, as that pile is going to be the pile that holds your messages. And once you've picked your pile, I'll see you in a minute. Hi, beautiful souls who chose pile number 1 or this rainbow fluorite piece. Actually, I'm not really sure if it is a rainbow fluorite piece. I'm pretty sure it's actually a green fluorite piece or purple. Okay, that's going to be a message for in a second when I get into that. But before I get into that, I'll just like to remind you all that this pick a card is about how they feel towards you or how they feel about you, and is going to be sort of deciphering the energies, the emotions, and the feelings that they have when they're in your presence or outside of your presence. And as I also mentioned in the intro, and will hopefully be listed in the title and the description down below, this is a collaboration pick a card with one of my beautiful divining friends, Venus Child. She is an extremely gifted intuitive who works with channeling a specific ancestor and talking to dead people, mediumship as they call it. So please be sure to go check out her pick a card, as she is going to depict or sort of go into the topics of how they view you, which is of course very different to how they feel about you. You know, you got to get the whole story, the whole canvas, the whole landscape. You got to paint that rainbow, you know, the rainbow fluorite, full circle here. I've gone ahead and pulled some tarot or oracle cards for you, and I'm going to be sort of flipping these over in a minute. But as I'm sort of doing that, I would just like to remind you, if you do end up resonating with this reading, please be sure to leave a like, as it helps me connect to more people like you, but it helps people like you connect to more videos like these. If you want to go that extra step, that extra mile, you can of course hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to see you join our community that we're building here over at LD Healing. And we of course are going to have more videos just like this, so it's very important that you get notified. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so I want to go into the message that I said earlier, because I wasn't sure if this was I'm pretty sure, like, now that I've confronted the idea and I said it in the intro, I'm pretty sure this is purple fluorite and not actually rainbow fluorite, but there's a message behind that. The reason why I said rainbow fluorite is because often when I start these videos, I will channel my intros, because I will be very like, oh, what do I say? What do I say? Spirit, please help me. I'm very nervous and shy. And they'll come through and they'll help me and they'll give me the words and stuff like that. And I'll just try and do it off the cuff. I think you paint rainbows or sort of paint brighter colors into this person's life. You bring this liveliness or this energy, and how they feel towards you is that it's a whole spectrum of feelings that I don't think they've unpacked. It's a whole rainbow. It's I think you are someone who come into their life, and how they feel towards you is this specifically, is that they feel you came into their life after a very dark period, and that is the classic uh, symbology of a rainbow, right? Think about it. It's after a dreary, rainy weather. I often see rain as very cleansing. So it's like they went through a very reflective period in their life, and then you've come in, and how they feel about you is that you're bringing this liveliness, this color. They feel very optimistic, would be sort of the best words to say, is how they feel about you. I'm going to put your little crystal up there. And it's funny that I talk about rain being cleansing, and then we have the purple fluorite here, because the fluorite is known to cleanse and clear mental clutter and chatter, and to allow the energetic chakras within the body, to allow the channel of energy, to allow the streamline of energy to not get caught or stuck up at certain points. Something that I also want to say is that this person has extremely sort of they have fantasies. How they feel about you is that they have a lot of fantasies about you. I don't know if they're sort of romantic in nature or sexual in nature, because I don't want to attribute that. This is a general reading. Take what resonates. I'm sure you'll feel and know how this is applicable. But sort of what I'm picking up here is that there is a lot of sort of fantasizing about you with the moonlight card showing up here, travel, romance, and potential. They sort of see what this connection could be, whether or not it is sort of based in that energy of romance. I can't obviously say for everyone here, but it does look sort of promising, and there is that energy here of like they at least see and acknowledge that there is something that can arise from this connection, because it again, like I'm staring at the moon in this imagery here, right, shining down on the lake. And I'm only honing in on the moon out of this whole image here. It's almost like you're this light, this guiding energy in their life. I feel like even if there isn't this romantic energy, they sort of see that you bring a either new perspective or sort of bring this alignment that they didn't have in their life before. Whether it's just, you have this little you have these tidbits of advice. Like I'm hearing those. Do you know those like one-liner quotes? Like oh, I'm just gonna give an example. It doesn't have to be this like if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? You know what I mean? Like lines like that. Like I feel like you have a lot of those. Like another one here. I'm hearing another one. Like I keep hearing them in my head. Like if you truly want to know somebody, look at who their friends really are. Like there's that. You have that energy of giving them those quips or those like extremely dense intellectual uh uh what's it called, like um little tidbits of wisdom, those little nuggets of wisdom. You give them those wisdom, and they see you as this sort of nurturer, because the moon to me represents a nurturer. And it's also just showing up in the cards as that, especially with the healer here. Like the moon is a healer to me. The moon represents healing energies because the sun is a recharger, vitalizer, grower, engager, while the moon is more of a healer. It is the wisdom, the soother, the reflector. And that's what you're showing up as. You're showing up as this figure of like soothing reflection. How they feel about you is you're someone who brings this energy of comfort, this energy of warmth. They see you as sort of like, do you know how you can have comfort TV shows? You're sort of their comfort person. With Midas and Miser showing up, now I'm not here to scare anyone, and that isn't my intention. Please don't take it this way. There could be an over-reliance on the energy, but I'm not seeing anything like bad. I'm just saying, like, they could, like, drain you a little. That's just something that's showing up, is that they could drain your energies. And this doesn't have to be a bad thing. People might see draining as a bad thing, but it just means that, you gave your energy. That's all it means. And it's up to you to decide if that's a positive or a negative thing. Is this someone you want to invest in? If it's a yes, do you feel awfully terrible after you feel drained? If no, then you're fine. Like, just with Midas and Miser and Healer here, and then the Moon, and then me talking about a Nurturer and Surrender, this could just be the energy of that. You're always gonna give like more of a comfort energy to them than they will give to you, but that doesn't mean that they won't give any comfort energy to you. It just means that right now you're sort of, how they feel about you is that they see you as this old great big comforter. And I'm not saying that you aren't getting any comfort from them. I'm just saying that that's how they see you, and you might not get that reciprocity, because I'm not seeing anything that says that, but it doesn't mean it's true. Hoarding money and emotions, obsesses of fear of losing your wealth. I'm seeing here that their inner child could be really safe around you, because there could be something with like they like sleeping with you. It could be like sexual there, but it could just be like, they might feel very tired, or like they want to take naps in your presence. There's that energy of like they're almost like reclaiming their inner child, or they're like their comfort in their life, because I'm seeing that person, like, even though they're hoarding that bag of money, or they're hiding it from that other person, I'm seeing it more as a pillow. And how they feel about you is like, again, you bring that comfort. I feel like you may only see them at nighttime as well. Maybe there is like only your schedules align at nighttime, and how they feel about you is they always just want to be around you at nighttime. Maybe they're only like calling you at night because it's like very comforting and soothing for them, because at the end of the day, you're this like huge provider of healing energy for them. I'm just going to quickly read. Entrepreneurial or creative skills turned into gold, delight in sharing life's riches. Yeah, you love sharing. How they feel is like they love sharing their physical comfort with you, and what they gain in return is your emotional comfort. So I feel like they could take care of you in the physical world, and if they don't, there's sort of this energy of wanting to sort of put that best foot forward, and it might be in the most simple ways of like just buying you ice cream if you're out and about, and like you wanted to buy a sweet treat or something, and then they're like, no, like let me pay. And even though that isn't like a grandiose way of like they're taking care of you, it's like they're taking care of you in their little ways that they can. And because Midas and Miser isn't in reverse, it's like they're wanting to share their abundance with you, because it seems like they could be like, I don't want to say they're more well off, but they could just have more resources or more things that they can tap into. Maybe they have connections that they want to give you. How they feel about you is passion to serve others, by repairing the body, mind, and soul. They feel that you've helped them in some sort of emotional capacity and they want to give that back. Especially with surrender here, and then the number 10 showing up, turning into a 1, a new beginning. You represent something new in their life. I'm gonna go ahead rather, and just pull the next cards. Yeah, giving. Oh my god, we have giving and receiving here, and I was talking about how they might want to give to you, and they see you as someone who gives to them. You're someone who's bringing movement into their life. That's how they feel about you, especially with move and giving and receiving. You're bringing movement into their life, and they want to give you things for that. And they may feel you're giving them things, and they feel very grateful for that. Intuition and downloads. Holy love. Yeah, it is a very divine connection we have here. Spiritual career. Okay, you guys could be tarot readers, healers, or something, or you could just have a lot of knowledge in this area. And this is sort of just confirmation for you, or they could have a spiritual career, right? Because what's showing up here is that you're using your sort of spiritual energies and you're sort of giving that to them. And in return, how they feel about you is such a gratitude, such like an unconditional love towards you. Because you're helping bring movement into their life and they're wanting to give you sort of movement. Because you could have a spiritual career of sorts and they're wanting to sort of give that the limelight that it deserves, the sort of movement. Maybe they sort of buy readings off you. Maybe they talk about your services to people around them. Like there's sort of this energy of how they feel about you is very proud. Like I get like a proud father energy, and you could have had an absent sort of parental figure in that role. And sort of what's showing up here is that there is this energy of like, not that they're stepping into it, because that feels a little weird to say. I don't want to put that in your head, but there's sort of this energy of here of like, they feel very proud of how far you've come and how you've overcame things that they haven't. And that's why there's that proud father figure energy, is because it's like they see where their faults lie because of you being in their life and sharing your love. It's very positive how they feel towards you. It's like they want to give you more things. I'm just pulling some astrology cards to see what we can get. Just sort of gonna... Okay, what do we get? We got 11th house. Yeah, they're talking about you to a lot of people. Capricorn. Oh my god, there's that work energy. They're talking about your line of work to a lot of people. How they feel about you is like, you're a boss in your field. Whatever you do, you're like an effing boss. Like, you're that bitch. You're that energy. Like, you are the it person in that field. And it might just be because... they just feel that way, you know? And even if you don't, they're sort of trying to give you that energy. Intuitions and downloads, I'm really focusing on that because we also have spiritual career. There's a lot of spiritual cards here. Healer, spiritual career. You guys are most certainly a healer. And even if you aren't that energy, it's like just your knowledge is a healing enough, and it's sort of like a sub-career, even if it isn't your main career. I'm trying to see... Okay, how they feel about you is that you sort of encourage or bring out the potential in people. That's sort of a part of your line of work. You sort of empower people to sort of step out there. I think you should continue to listen to yourself, because how you feel about this person... Oh, I just like, not hiccuped, but I get this like weird stretching energy in my throat where it like stops me from talking. And it like makes me yawn, but not yawn with my mouth. It like makes me yawn with my throat. And whenever that happens and I'm saying a message spiritually, because it only happens in readings for some reason, it means I'm telling the truth. Okay, what I'm about to say, how you feel about this person or what you're picking up about their energy is very true, regardless of if they're fully showing it, which I feel like they are. You could talk about it very openly with them. They seem like a very open book. They might be a bit like reserved, but they're quite open. How they feel towards you is just so magical, and you sort of pick up on all of that energy anyway because you're healing them. Like, you're reading their aura so well. I'm going to just pull some Lenormand cards and see what the sort of physical energies want to make themselves known. Okay, we have the fox, but that could just be about cunningness. Oh, no. Okay, I see what that's about. One more. Oh, the sun. Yes. Okay. I saw the sun on the back of the deck. I was going to pull it. Okay. You're someone who's helping them confront a lot of uncertainty to do with their past, or you're sort of helping them view their life in a new light. You're helping them view their upbringing and how it affected them and how it took away opportunities, or how their thoughts affect them in a new light. And I don't think it's thought specifically. I just think it's how their life has shaped them in a certain way to sort of take away from their potential or their opportunities. I mean, how they feel towards you as you're someone who sort of brings that light in their life. They might feel a little scared. They might feel like you are someone who might want to be pulling the wool over them. And that doesn't mean that it's true. I'm just saying that they could just be nervous, and that could just be something that they've experienced in the past. Yeah, back of the deck energy, the coffin. This is to do with their past, not so much you as a person, because they've had commitment or sort of problems in the past to do with that. Um, yeah, you guys, someone here could even have a kid. I have to say that, and it might just be for one person, but I do have to say it because the child, the fox showing up. This could be just showing that they're very scared to bring some sort of longevity or sort of to bring someone new in their life because they're scared of what longevity it holds, and they don't want to sort of bring something that doesn't have any longevity in their life into their life if it's just going to end, because that's sort of what they're scared about. But I think you're healing that in them. And that's very positive because how they feel about you is you're bringing that newness into their life and you're making them question things. All right, my power ones, I hope that made sense. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Mwah. Please be sure to go check out Divine Venus's video, or Venus Child's video. Sorry, she's called Divine Venus on other platforms. I'll have them all linked down below. Please go check out their video. I'll have it linked in the description down below to find out how they view you, which is, of course, very different to how they feel about you. And, of course, if this reading did resonate, please be sure to leave a like, as it helps me connect to more people like you, but it helps people like you connect to more videos like these. Until we meet again, mwah. Bye. Hi, my beautiful power number 2, and welcome to your reading today on how they feel about you for those of you who chose this sunstone. I'd like to just quickly reiterate how they feel about you is going to go into sort of depicting the energies of how they feel in your presence or how they think about you in their own personal time, sort of that sort of direction. I would also like to remind you that this is, of course, a collab video with the beautiful Venus Child, Tarot Venus Child. I'm going to have all of her links down below, and their video or her video is rather going to depict how they view you, which is, of course, very different to how they feel about you. I've gone ahead and pulled your oracle cards, but before I sort of start pulling those over, or as I start rather, I would like to just quickly remind you, if you're enjoying this video, if these messages do resonate with you, please be sure to leave a like. It helps me connect to more people like you, but it helps people like you connect to more videos like these. And if you want to go that extra step, that extra mile, please be sure to leave a like on... I just said that. Oh my gosh. Okay. This might be who you're wondering about is either someone from the past or a repeated connection, because I keep like stuttering, and I didn't have that problem for part 1. It's like I'm mumbling and stuttering and repeating things. This could be someone either to do with the past or someone that you're repeating this connection with. I'm really struggling for my words here. Back to what I was saying. If this, of course, does resonate and you do love my energy and you want to go that extra step, that extra mile, please be sure to subscribe. I'll be uploading more videos like this. Okay, let's get into your messages for those of you who chose Sunstone. I'm just sort of seeing, I'm feeling out your cards. Relationship change. Yeah, you guys could have went through like a breakup together. Could have been through a lot. Could have been like siblings who like fell apart and then come back together. I'm hearing that for some. Like siblings who had family drama and then like come back together later in life. Or even just friends. Could just be friends you had a falling out with. Okay, I'm struggling to get these all on here. We'll move this over to the side. Purification, fire, the essentials, the naked truth, wholeness. Yeah, fire is all about the transformational energy. Makes sense with me channeling that message of like you could have left or come back together in some sort of way. We have child, orphan, independence, based on learning to go in alone, conquering fears of surviving. Poet, expresses soul insight. Okay. How they feel towards you is that there's sort of this energy of wanting to reshape the connection. They're wanting to sort of bring forward a message of either conveying their truth of what happened or what transpired in the absence of your presence, or if this person is sort of a new person in your life, there's this energy here of wanting to open more up about their life that they haven't been able to express, and that they may have an art. Okay, this is splitting into two things. Let's try and keep this as sort of collective as I can. This person may use some sort of art form to express their feelings, and they want to introduce you to that art form. How they feel about you is that there is some sort of peacemaking wanting to happen here, because I'm really picking up on the energy that this is. I'm just going to go with the narrative that this is someone either that had a falling out, or this is someone returning in your life in some type of way, or wanting to transform this connection in a new direction. It doesn't even have to be that you had sort of ill bearings or ill tidings between the two of you. Why the fuck did I say ill tidings? That is really weird. You guys could have had multiple past lives together. I'm really feeling that, specifically like where you've had falling outs of like seeing different perspectives, and that could have been what happened here. Again, there's this energy of wanting to communicate, to come together in some type of way. How they feel towards you is this, like you see right through them. There's this bare essentials being laid raw on the table. I feel like you have some sort of gift of either seeing or knowing. Or there's this energy here of like, maybe you've been told previously that you're an alchemizer or an alchemist in some type of way. Really feel like you transform people in a very positive way. And I feel like this person has went through some sort of transformational feelings. I feel like this person could have either, because abandonment showing up for some reason, abandonment and then using words against people. Mm. There's this energy here of feeling like they made or created a narrative within their mind of that you were the negative person or that you were the bad person or vice versa. You did that towards them, and there's this energy here of wanting to like bring forward a clean slate and wanting to heal that in some type of way and to uh, sort of rectify any improper or inappropriate energies that they created between the two of you. And even if there wasn't any negative energies created, there's this energy here of misunderstanding that's really showing up. And it could have been that someone's created this misunderstanding within themselves and that they've been able to heal and go beyond that. And you sort of either saw through that or you weren't able to see through it, and they want to bring that truth to light. Because with number 5 here showing up with the number 14, we have the number 6, and we also have the number 11, which breaks down to, no, we leave number 11. That's a master number. This is interesting. This person is definitely a soulmate in some type of major way. And I don't want to talk about soulmates in the way of like, oh, they're a love soulmate and this and that. Soulmates to me just represent people who come into your life to teach you lessons, or who hold higher knowledge and who break through in some type of way. It's sort of like whether or not it was for you or for the other person, soulmates just come and get together to assist in the an unfolding of themselves. And that's what's showing up here, is that there is this major soulmate energy showing up to do with change and unconditional love, or change to do with changing the narrative of the past or changing feelings, because there's a lot of reminiscing, especially the number 6 showing up in communication. I really feel like how this person feels towards you is like there's a lot of unsaid words, especially the poet showing up here with the doves leaving the mouth. There's this energy here of like they may have like not said everything that they want to say, or you didn't get to sort of put everything out there, especially with the reds and the oranges, and the orange brown, sorry. The reds, the oranges, yeah, the oranges are there, and the browns. There is this energy here of like I didn't get to say what I wanted to say, and I backed out from the fear of abandonment or the fear of anticipating what you would say or react to saying. How I feel towards you is actually this energy of I feel small in your presence. I delete a lot of messages whenever I try to message you. Like, that's the energy we've got here. I'm going to go ahead and pull more cards, see if we can get more truth. Take a step back. Yeah. Yeah, take a step back is really giving me the energy of like, someone took a step back here, there was a pause in this connection, but now it's coming back around. And it may not even be returning physically for some. I don't want you to think that if this was an abusive relationship that you went through, I don't want you to be scared of this person returning and bringing sort of a disaster to your life. I just want you to understand that this could be a mentally them returning within you, and then you understanding how you acted within that connection. Oh my God, I acted out of a place of a fear and I ran away. But even though they were abusive in these type of ways, like I sort of projected my fears and my pains onto that person, and I was actually negative in these ways. Like, it doesn't always have to be when readers say it's returning physically, or it's returning, a connection's returning, oh, this person's coming back. Like, it's not always about that. It can be about that this person is returning in more a emotional way. And because this is how they feel about you, it feels like you have returned to them and their feelings, regardless of if they're actually going to step forward. It's like you've returned to their feelings and they're sort of having new big breakthroughs about it. And we've taken a step back. It's like they're really reflecting about this. But for some, they could be returning, if it is obviously not negative. Friendships and union, yeah, for some. If this was more a friendship, or there wasn't toxicity in a very major way to where there is trauma based in this connection, or where you're not, like, let me just put it this way. If you don't want this person to return, they're not returning. This is just about that their feelings have returned surrounding you. They have a lot of feelings about you, and it's sort of happening at this present moment, and that's why you're sort of thinking about them and why you came to this reading thinking about them. But for those of you, that's why I came in here with a split pile. Remember at the start, I was like, oh, I'm trying to keep this together. Like, I don't want a split pile, because split piles confuse me more than anything. It's not about you guys. There's this energy here of like, they could be returning and there's this union, or they're currently in your life and they've returned and you sort of want more clarification. It's because they have evolved. They took that step back and they're sort of wanting to address or bring back those big words and say those big things. And regardless of if they've done it yet, they're wanting to. Because maybe they've just returned and they're like, "Hey." Like, I'm seeing that, what's that meme where, oh, it was that, like, it was that reality TV show where it was about, the dwarves, the dwarf women. Um, I hope that's the right terminology. And it was, like, where she walks in and it's the child's birthday party and she sort of crashed it because it's for reality TV. And she was like, "Hey, hey." It's like they sort of returned in that way. And they're sort of, like, trying to play it off cool, like, "It's okay for me to return," but you're thinking, "Hey, girl, like, you've got things to address, like, you messy bitch, like, how dare you?" Um, there's this energy here of they're going to or they intend to, but it's sort of big and harsh for them to do that, or it's a big sort of thing for them to do. And because communication is at the center of their reading, it's the same for you. It's hard for you to communicate and talk about these things. Like, it's if it's hard for you, it's hard for them. You know what I mean? Um, we have believe and succeed in reverse, and we have opportunity beckons. Okay, this is about that it could go two ways. Either they do sort of talk about and address these things, and if they don't, you guys will fall apart again. But if you guys are able to sort of talk about it, maybe you have to prompt them in a little way, like nudge them if that makes you uncomfortable, or if you're wanting that, um, you should nudge them a little, not sort of forcing them if that's uncomfortable for you or for them, but sort of how they feel about you is that they want to talk about these things, but they feel that if they can't talk about it, they will just leave your life again because they feel like they may feel like if they talk about these things that they might be unsuccessful, or that they feel like what's the point? There is no purpose, but they understand that there is a chance here. But it's whether or not they're able to overcome their mental dilemma that they're going through. Because how they feel towards you is like they want this connection, they love this connection, they value you as a person more than a lot of people in their lives, or they see that this union and this friendship was very special and it maybe took time apart for them to realize that. Or this, yeah. I'm just sort of picking up any more energies. I'm gonna pull some astrology cards. But they want to. How they feel towards you is that they want to. But whether or not they will, that's a different energy. You know what I mean? It's up to them because this is ultimately free will. Like this is Earth. Trine, but it's looking very positive. I mean, we have sixth house and trine. The sixth house is to do with health and healing. And then we also have trine, which is about flow and allowing the objectivity to come through. And it's just, I think innately this is going to happen for a lot. Like, I feel like this is going to happen. But they feel like if they can't do it, they might just leave your life again, or they might just drift away. Because that could have been what happened. In general, is that they sort of drifted away. Libra, yeah, no, they want to repair this so bad. Trine and Libra and sixth house, they really want to remedy this. They missed having you. How they feel towards you is that they miss having you in their everyday life. Like truth, sis. Like that's how they feel. Yeah, third house, like they have new perspectives and they miss sort of having you to talk to or you to connect to because you were like that energy of breaking them out of their habits or their rituals or who they were. I'm just gonna pull some more cards, see if we can get some more messages. Gonna pull some Lenormand. Lenormand's always good for physicalness. Yeah, that's the man. They could be a man or a figure or sort of just a I don't want to put gender. They just could be an older individual compared to you, or just someone who's very grown up. And you could view them in a very grown-up light, even though they might act childish in some ways and they have pains. They're older than you in some way. And that's sort of what's coming through. I'm gonna pull more for you guys. You guys, I'm feeling like is a bit more complicated. We have the man, the tower. Interesting. We have the clover showing up. And we have messages. Oh yeah, they really want to communicate with you. They want to communicate their new direction or their newfound their newfound stability in their life, especially with they could have become more spiritual. That's something that's showing up. They could have become more spiritual. They could be like some sort of teacher, by the way. That's something that's showing up. Yeah, they miss having you as a loyal friend. They could have moved away because maybe overseas, and they sort of want to reach out again. And there's that drifting away because see how the male's on top of the ship? That's that drifting away energy, the drifting away of a loyal friend. And they sort of just want to reach out. And it might not even been like a negative thing. They could have just drifted away because they felt like you had new people or new brighter things in their life, and then they sort of like had no way to match you, or they might have just like saw that this wasn't a strong connection anymore for them, and really it was about them and their internal world and their fears of abandonment. So they ran away before you could leave them. And that's sort of what's coming up here, especially with the anchor and the ship. Like, they could live afar or overseas and they sort of want to reach out to you. But there's also this energy here of, like, ultimately they just want to share what's happening in their life. And there's this energy of, like, the universe is divinely orchestrating a lot of synchronistic events to realign you to have this chance encounter. And that could be why you're thinking about them, or why they're sort of on your mind, or why you're inquiring about them and why they're back in your life. There is such a positive energy of them wanting to just really express a lot of what they went through and how they've grown. There's also this energy here of like, because the tower represents the unknowingness guiding you, or sort of divine prophecies being not prophecies, divine protection being like done, and then the clover represents protection and good luck and good tidings and stuff like that. Yeah, this connection is very protected or very aligned to spiritually. Remember how I was talking about soulmate shit? Like, in Lenormand, if there were going to be soulmate cards, you guys pretty much got them, which was the only thing that you'll be missing that I would call another soulmate card, because there's only 3 out of the like 30 something, is the cross. And you guys don't have the cross, but you guys have 2 other ones. It's like the universe wants you guys to sort of either remedy or work something through, or to sort of come back together, because there's something very important, like someone has a moral stance or some sort of stability that really brings the other into a grounded sense, or there's just, your connection is very positive and very magical. All right, my power twos, I hope that makes sense. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Please be sure to leave a like down below and comment what power you picked. If you did pick power number 2, I'd love to hear from you guys. And remember to go check out Venus Child's reading on how they view you. I'll have all of her links down below. Until we meet again, I'm sending you all so much love and light. Mwah. Bye. Hi and welcome, my beautiful power number 3s, for those of you who chose this angel aura quartz. Today's reading is going to be how they feel about you. And of course, this reading, as I mentioned in the intro, is a collaboration reading with the beautiful Venus Child. I'll have all of her links down below. And her video will be on how they view you, which is of course very different to how they feel about you. So please be sure to go check it out to get the full picture, the full spectrum, the full narrative. I'm going to go ahead and start laying out your oracle cards. Now my power 3s, my beautiful number 3s. Number 3 might be important for you, because I didn't really emphasize the number for any other power. You could be seeing like 333 or multiples of 3, so like 666 or 999, stuff like that. These could be very important numbers to you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay out your cards. Okay. And as I'm laying this out, if this reading does end up resonating with you, please be sure to leave a like. It helps me connect to more people like you, but it helps people like you connect to more videos like these. And if you want to go that extra step, that extra mile, I would love to see you join our community here at over here at LD Healing. I always get a bit fuzzy towards the end of these readings when I channel. Because of course we're going to post more readings, so if you hit the subscribe button, you can get notified the next time we upload. Okay. I'm sort of focusing on these energies because this is very important. There's a lot of there's a lot of whoever this person is, they represent a spiritual lesson. There's a lot of unaired or unfiltered emotions surrounding them. And I feel like this person could have triggered either a spiritual awakening, or this person is sort of a part of the process of awakening in some type of way. Something that I want to say is that you weren't an idiot for expressing any sort of feelings in this connection. Because how they feel towards you is that there's sort of this energy of that they weren't real with you, that they weren't able to sort of talk about a lot of their feelings. There could have also been this this energy of like you brought out their inner child. I feel like this reading. I feel like this reading. I feel like this reading may be more akin to not someone of the past, but if this is someone who is in your life currently, they could be struggling to really highlight or talk about the feelings, because they feel like there are moments where they can't chime or show them their true selves, because they're always just trying to like be the life of the party or be the moment. And if this is representing someone of the past, it feels like they didn't get to talk about a lot of what they wanted to talk about, and how they feel towards this is how they feel about you is that they sort of are coping with what they've been left with. But if this is someone currently in your life, and we're going to go with that narrative sort of, or I'm just going to try to stick to what I'm channeling, what I do want to say is that this person may be struggling to express a lot of their authentic self. And what I mean by authentic self is that they may be using they may be using the excuse of that they aren't able to like share more about themselves unless you ask questions. So they might be holding quite, like, I'm feeling like resentment. Like, I don't know why. Like, I feel like this person has resentment. Like, not unless you ask some questions about themselves, they won't talk about themselves. Like, but I feel like you just like, I don't know, they might be making up narratives in their heads of, like, you don't like them or you're not interested in them because you aren't asking them questions about them, when in reality, you're just trying to, like, have a fun time and really tune into, like, the fun energy within this connection. Something I also wanna say is that this could be how you're viewing them. Like, you may be, no, no, it's how they feel about you, yeah. No, I wanna take that back. How they feel about you is that you're someone who is bringing in a level of awareness that they didn't have before, and this is something that's being worked out over time. And especially if there was a severance in this connection, how they feel about you is that they're working through a lot of their emotions that they were left with, and you may have a lot of emotions surrounding that too. Because I mean, it's a two-way street. If someone has emotions about you, chances are you have emotions about them, unless you've worked through them. Um, Child eternal, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. How they feel about you is that, again, not again, um, you bring this childlike innocence to their life. You are really someone who they felt like they had to like highlight things to, or like you would make them laugh about a lot of things, or to have a lot of fun. And I don't know if you aren't in their life. I'm gonna say this for some. If you aren't in their life, they're missing that magic. But if you are in their life, it's like they try to replicate that magic with other people, but they aren't feeling it. There's this energy here of like they have a lot of stifling emotions that like you sort of help them glide through with ease by having that fun energy. And how they feel about you is you sort of bring that fun energy. You help them take a deep breath. You help them just step back from their worries, their stress, and to have fun. You have a very like spiritual way of encompassing life. And when I say spiritual, I mean like I feel like you have a set of philosophies, understandings, or moral standpoints, or just an innate perspective that is very magical that a lot of people don't have, and you're sort of met with a lot of people who are like, huh? And especially this person. This person is like, like what do you mean by that? Like, huh? What do you like? What like, there's this energy of you bring this childlike innocence or this magic, or you just see a lot of the little things. You bring that gratitude, that grace into their life, and there's this energy here of mourning. Like, I really feel this energy of mourning. Like, when I'm looking at the Fool, I understand this card is upright, but I can't stop staring at the tears. And, like, I don't know why. And then I have patience here and spirituality. There's this energy here of, like, I think how they feel about you is that you were their spiritual awakening. Like, I understand I said at the start, like, there was a spiritual awakening here going on. I sort of pointed it towards you, I think. I'm not sure what I said exactly. But I feel like it's more relating to them, and you're sort of their spiritual awakening. That's how they feel about you. You're a big pivotal person in their life. And this is going to take a while for them because patience is showing up. It's like things are working themselves out. This is sort of this is a marathon, not a sprint. But that does not mean that you have to be hung up or held or tied to them. It just means that this is something that's going to unfold itself over time, and you sort of like just release it and forget it, and it'll do it. It'll do it itself, especially with Ocean of Eternal Love here. It's like this isn't so much about you. Their feelings aren't so much about you as it is about what you represent and what you bring into their life. And I want to say that you were very magical and meaningful towards them. You were someone who sort of you represented a figure who took them back to a very safe place where their parents sort of didn't bring that safe place to them. But it's like this is so much more than just you. Yeah, earth and ground. That makes sense with the deep breaths. Remember how I said deep breaths, like earth and ground? You bring this person into the present moment. You take them away from the anxiety of the future, and the stress of the future, and the existential thinking of their life and the pains of their past, and you sort of bring them that vulnerability and freedom. You bring them that I like took a step back and stopped what I was saying because I was gonna say that anyway, and then I looked at the card and it said vulnerability and freedom. Like I can't, like then seek the truth. I can't. I can't right now. Like this was very on brand with what I was saying. I understand you sort of came to find out, oh, I wonder if they're like I wonder if they have like feelings of like hate or whatever. Like it doesn't feel like that. It feels like what's happening here is that this was a very spiritual connection and you were their spiritual catalyst or their awakening. You're someone who gained a lot of skills in grounding techniques of like having fun and sort of tuning into the present moment. But how they feel about you is that you gave them a lot of tools. You equipped them with the ability to approach their life in a new way, to sort of have that vulnerability of connecting with people that they didn't have before. You helped them address the isolation that they felt. Like you freed them. Like I'm focusing on freedom here. I understand I was looking at the tears, but now I'm really focusing on the upper part. Like I'm really looking at this person who's now free. They're liberated. They're no longer stifled. You came into their life and how they feel about you is that you brought a light to them. You helped them tap into themselves in a new way. You helped them see life in a new way. I feel like you just didn't give a shit and you just had fun. Like, if you wanted to order food, you'd be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I understand we probably can't pay our rent, but like, let's order food. Let's have fun. Like, like you had no cares. You were very like freedom oriented. Like, there's this energy of you brought like a light to their life that they were missing. And that's how they feel about you. It's so magical because it's still unfolding at this present moment. And they could still be in your life, and this is how they feel about you. You help them see things in a new way. You help them take responsibility for themselves and to understand that there is a sort of tendency that they would look for security in other people, and you help them sort of create that security in themselves or to feel that that sanctity. I feel like you help them move on from trauma. You help them sort of seek the truth or to see things in a new lens. Remember how I was saying that before? Like, they're like, wait, what? You think that way? Like, your ideas were very profound and very different to everything that they've known and listened to. Grounding to me represents sort of focusing on the present moment. It's not allowing the anxieties and stress of the futures to take away from the present moment. So, for example, like, why doesn't this person text me back? Like, I guess that's sort of a bad example. But along those lines of like, oh my God, what do they think and feel about me? Sort of dragging the emotional dilemmas of the past and projecting them onto your current person, even though they might just be busy. And it's this energy of dissecting and taking those energies away and just having a breath and a breather and like not allowing it to rule your present moment, to be like, you know what, I can create a new narrative for myself and I can just like do what I want to do today. There's that energy of like, you are that for them. We have square. Yeah, you challenge their views. 𝒲𝓁𝒶𝓋𝓄𝒻, yeah, you are someone that doesn't make sense to them. You're someone who makes them question things. You're someone who sort of forced them to go on a healing journey, even though they didn't ask to. And you made them question their life. You made them question how they feel. You made them question their direction. You made them question everything. You made them sort of adjust their direction because they realized that they were at a halt in their life or that they were very uncomfortable or sad with their life. And you sort of brought that light because you were just so joyful. You were so like, you didn't care. Like all the things that they cared about, you just like were like, meh, okay. Like there's that energy of that childlike innocence. How they feel towards you is like, you're a master, you're a teacher. It's so positive, but it's also like, there's this energy here of like a deep-seated, like they're still working through things to do with you. I'm just going to pull some 𝒉𝓄𝒻 and see if I can get some more. Oh my God. You're the fucking star to them. Yeah, I knew that. And then we have the flower. You unlocked a new way of living to them. You made them realize that they can choose or go after their own destiny and that they hold a lot of solutions in their own life. It's like something as simple like as... So for example, like they're struggling with something for like months or even years, or like they aren't enjoying something and you're just like, okay, like you don't enjoy that, so why don't you just stop doing it? And it just hadn't occurred to them. Like it's so simple and so fucking basic, but it's just like it hadn't occurred to them. Or for example, like they're having problems with relationships and you were just like, well, maybe you're just looking for love in the wrong places. You're looking for someone to bring you stability when in reality you can create that stability in yourself and find someone who like maybe you're not interested in someone who wants to settle down and have a family, but you're just interested in that because it's a secure thought and it's something that you were taught that is what you want. And then also it's something that makes you comfortable because it means that you don't have to worry about them cheating on you. Maybe they have like trauma to do with that. I'm just throwing out examples. Like just stay with me. Try to apply this story. And you just sort of pointed that out and they were like, you know what? Maybe I don't want a family and I don't want that. And maybe that's why all my connections haven't worked out. And in fact, I want to travel and I want someone who's interested in traveling, or I want someone who I don't see all the time because like they're busy pursuing their own life. And the only reason I wanted that was because I was so interested in like having that security and that certainty. You know what I mean? Like how they view you is like you're the light of their life. Or I don't want to say their life because that's so just blah. Like it's not their life. It's like they see you as a fucking star. Like they see you as someone who's highlighted and who sort of brings that peace or who brings that like love into their life. I feel like they might like really worship you. Like I don't know if they No, I was gonna say, I don't know if they have I don't think they have look, this is a general reading, take what resonates. I don't think this person wants a relationship per se, but they just see you as an extremely, like, loyal and, like, amazing friend, and you may have put that boundary of not wanting a relationship. You might not even want that, but, um I'm not seeing any relationship-oriented cards, but take what resonates, this could be different for some. You could even be inquiring about your partner. They just see you as, like, this extremely strong ally, someone they can trust and rely on. They see you as someone who's going places. With the star and the ship, they see you as someone who's gonna be seen across the world. You're gonna be like a household name or someone who's gonna be very well known, or they see you as someone with, like, big ideas and big things that are gonna travel the world. Like, you could just be someone who's, like, known around the world. Like, the star and the ship could just represent online work as well. And then with the flowers represents innocence, peace, like connecting energies. You sort of help them bridge the gap between their troubles in their life, or you help them summon the strength to deal with things. There's no negative cards. How they view is such a strong character. How they feel about you. Well, sorry, not how they view you. That's Venus's job. Go check her video. I feel like you should really go check out that. Maybe the reason I said that is because you're gonna get more messages that you don't know from that video. So please go check that out. Links down below. What I'm really sensing here is that, like, how they feel about you is you are a strong character of reliance in their life, and you're someone who really helps them muster up the strength or the courage to approach certain topics or issues. All right, my power threes. I hope that makes sense. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Mwah. Please be sure to go check out Venus Child's video, which will be, again, linked down below. And, of course, leave a comment down below of this pile if you did watch this pile, if you feel so compelled to or comfortable to. Be sure to leave a like, as it helps me connect to more people like you, but it helps people like you connect to more videos like these. Until we meet again, I'm sending you all so much love and light. Bye.